I mean, it cuts quick. But we're gonna let you guys do some sanding too, but I'm gonna let Buddy make it pretty again first.
So we were talking about orange peel. That's a great example right there of what orange peel looks like. So where he cut here, it's flat. Right there, that's what orange peel looks like. So he cut the top of it off, but even if after we buff this, it'll still look like it has a little bit of texture to it.
Yeah. It's not gonna be totally
It looks
smooth.
just like the peel of an orange.
So, these wax sander are like, how about for the age? Because you don't want to do that whole hood.
Oh yeah, by hand.
You want to do the whole car. So
A
you
lot
have to
of
do
a lot of
10
guys will use Trizec. They'll use 6-inch paper, like you do. You can use a DA. You can use a palm sander. You know, whatever
Oh,
you want
yeah.
to do. This goes a lot faster. I mean, this is good for small areas. You know, you're just trying to get a scratch out or something like that.
Why it's so
so it's fine.
expensive then for the age? It's $8 a piece.
Yeah,
$8 a piece.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
3,000,
How many you need it
5,000.
for a car?
Yeah,
It doesn't last
hooked up.
nothing.
I got it hooked up for you. Don't worry. We'll have to-
No, I talk about the, what is it?
no.
What we're going to do, this whole car or go for the age?
Yeah. Well, the DA is going to be a lot faster.
Yeah.
I mean, as long as you keep your area clean, it's damp sanded. Basically, you go over it real quick, you know, and it
Yeah, but once
cuts.
you get something there in the clear cover,
Oh,
you
yeah,
don't.
get that little-
You don't.
yeah.
You will scratch the whole hood.
Yep.
If somebody touch that, you get anything in there, you scratch the
You're
whole
done.
hood.
Yep, you're
You don't
done.
wax sand it. That one?
Yeah.
So have you guys ever seen or gotten a compound that it sits on the shelf for 6 months and then it separates?
Where the liquid gets above
Or
it.
you get a liquid on the top. So some products are made to do that, right? We have like our Cherry Flash. We didn't really talk about it, but see that? I mean, the solvent actually separates out of it, and it's made to do that. But when you shake it back together, it'll work. Okay. If you start getting waxes or compounds that start to have a separation issue, where it starts to come out chunky, right? What that is, it's bacteria. Okay? So I've seen products that have those issues. You'll get a quart of this and it'll work for a month or two, and you'll sit it on your shelf, and then you'll come back to it one day and it'll start to look chunky and it'll start to come out, and then you'll start to get this black growth in there. What that is, it's mold. Okay, it really does mold. So when we're talking about the quality of our products, so we found this in a box this morning. Okay, this product is 7 years old. Okay, it's still, you can still use it today. Now, this is a product that will grow bacteria in it because it does have water in it. But we do a very stringent test before it leaves. We take all of our products that have water in them, we put them in a petri dish, and we put them in an oven. And if that stuff grows so many bacteria within a certain amount, like 2 or 3 days, we'll either put a preservative in there to kill that bacteria, or we'll dump the whole batch. So very rarely will you ever get a product from us that comes out and it'll separate or fall apart. Okay, so we try to do our best to make sure we have good quality products for you guys when you come out of the field, especially our compounds and waxes and polishes. We really pride ourselves on how well the products work and how well they're constructed. Okay, so I just wanted to throw that in there real quick. So, a couple things. I seasoned the pad like I said I was going to. All right. The other thing is if you use our pads with our backing plate, they self-center. Okay, so you don't have to take all the time to line the pad up and worry about it being wobbly and all those different things too. Okay. So I'm going to love new pads. All right. So like I said, for about the first half hour or so, that pad's going to shed. But as soon as we're done working with it for a while, that's about all you're going to get out of it. Okay? So this product here is True Grit. All right. Most of our stuff is scented, so you can tell which product you're using just by the way it smells. This one's more of like a cream colored versus a white, but this is also vanilla scented, so I can smell the smell. So if you see me sniffing pads later, it's not because I have some weird fetish, because I'm trying to figure out what product to use. Yeah. All right, so when I go start to cut, right, if you notice, I put the pad right down on the panel, okay? If I pick this pad up, you can still see the pile of stuff is right there. Use quarter size, just like I said, right? What I do is I put that quarter size down, and then I place the center of the pad right where that product is, all right? So when I turn this on, right, if I turn this on right now, it really didn't move all that far. It's when I start to move this around is when that product's gonna move. Okay? That keeps it from going all over the wall, all over you guys, all over the car, where you gotta go clean it more and more and more, right? And this causes you guys more time. So that's what we want to make sure that we do is, if you're gonna start it today, don't throw it all over everybody else. Put something down, put the pad right in the center of it, and then start it, okay? The other thing you're gonna see me do when I start the buff is I'm not gonna just move in one direction, okay? I'm gonna move in two different directions. We're gonna go side to side and up and back. The reason I do that is because if you do sand with the DA, okay, your DA doesn't cut in one direction, right? DA stands for dual action. It cuts in two different directions. It cuts in an X motion, all right, just like that, but it's more of like a circular X. So when we cut and buff, we want to do the same exact thing. We don't want to cut one direction, we want to cut two different directions, okay? So this is about 1,000 RPMs. I'm not running it very fast at all. If you notice the pad's flat, is going to be in the direction of the car. So if you look at those strokes as they come across, what I tried to do is I tried to do 50% overlap of my previous stroke. So everything's really nice and tight. It almost creates like this ribbon effect when you come across there. That's what you want. You don't want to break it out too far, because if you don't overlap it enough, then what you see is you start getting sand scratches left behind and things like that. Okay. This towel's good here. One thing that I do with all my towels is this is the first thing I tear off. Every time you get a new towel, is tear the tag off, because that tag will scratch a painted surface faster than anything. And then with towels, just there's little tricks and tips with towels too. I always fold it into fours. Okay, I always place my hand right in the center. I don't ever ride on this wound edge, because if you do that, that sewn edge will scratch the surface too. So when I do it, it's just a nice light pressure, and I go back and forth. Okay, so if you look at this from this angle over here, you can still see a little bit of the straight line scratches across there. Okay, so this is where I was talking about you're looking at more in depth versus just the surface of the car. Most people look at this and say this is perfectly fine, right? The surface is glossy, it looks good, but for somebody working in a body shop, you can actually kind of see those scratches in depth a little bit. Now what he's showing you is more of like the swirl, like what John was asking about earlier, is he still sees swirls in his finish when he's all done. Okay.
That's all gonna go away. I mean, basically, that's our start point.
So I'm gonna hit it one more time with the compound to try to remove those deeper straight line scratches, and maybe we gouged it too hard when we were sanding it or something like that. So we'll hit it one more time. What I'm gonna try to do this time, I'm gonna try to build up a little more heat and try to get a little more heat in the panel and let that reflow a little bit better. Okay? think Eric used 600 in there.
What?
Huh?
I did not. Just wanna see what you got, man.
A little bit better.
Look at it now, let me come up here with a light. Let's see what it looks like.
There's still some gouges up in there.
Ooh. Still got a little bit, but no, it's,
You don't see straight line scratches though,
No.
right?
No.
Eric? You just
No, I
okay.
see it. Twisted wool scratches is what I see. $10 light, guys. That light will save you a lot of freaking headaches.
I have it in my phone.
Yeah? I mean, everybody sells them now, little LED lights. They just, they do a job.
All right, so I did the same exact thing with my phone. I worked a little bit of the product down in there. I'm gonna do just another quarter size. And we're gonna work it back and forth the same exact way.
It's the same stuff.
This is true polish. This is the polish. So I'm only gonna run this at 1,000 as well.
That's the one that has a swirl.
This has the swirl remover in it. So this is gonna refine all those scratches, all those swirl scratches that you saw on there should disappear. I didn't run the True Grit at the normal speed that we normally run. I just ran it at 1,000. So I'm gonna leave this at 1,000 too. You can see you can work this fine for a really long time, and there's still plenty of product there to keep working with. It doesn't dry out. This was the one I was saying that you would be really hard pressed to be able to get this to totally remove without wiping it. So if you, again, you look at it, what you want is
Oh,
to be very, very consistent. If you look at those, the marks that come across it, they're pretty well even.
cute, I think.
You want it to look almost like a ribbon when it comes across there. Okay? Where's your fancy
Oh,
light?
I'm coming.
He's not gonna stop at the light. He's got alcohol over there too. He's gonna.
Yeah, we're gonna IPA wipe it. We're gonna do it. Now, a lot of products on the market have fill, what we talked about earlier.
And I'll show you those later, and I'll show you a good test to tell if there is.
So what I got, alcohol, all right? If it's got fill, alcohol's gonna make it go bye-bye real quick, and basically you don't see what you don't get.
Like,
Oh.
say make sure that's not hot because you might feel that clear.
It'll be all right. I ain't seeing nothing coming back. We're just gonna make sure. We're gonna double wipe it, just to prove it. But what it does, if there's spill in there, what it means, it has silicones and things like that. What the alcohol will do, will dry it up, just make it go away. So,
I've had that happen before.
what you see is what you get, nothing moved. It still looks exactly the same. Yeah, stuff looks pretty good.
So now if I take Rejuvenator or that polishing cream that we talked about, which I'll show you that demo here in a little bit, I'll let you guys play with this first though. And we do that with the alcohol wipe. what I'll do is when I do that demo for that product, I'll do a big area and then I'll wipe right in the center of it, and all of those swirls will come right back. I mean, you'll see them because that product has that filler in it, and that's what it,
It's really good.
and that's what it's
Smells like grape,
designed to do. I mean, this product is designed to fill. So what were you asking?
Smells like, I said, it smells like